Today I'm going to go a bit deeper than I would usually go, so I'm going to share myself even more for you to understand, for all of you to understand who is really Bilitis, because this Bilitis is the one who makes the coach that can serve others. So yes, so my full name is Bilitis Océane Gwendoline Gabriella, Talagrand for my family name. And I'm saying that because each first name I've been given respectively by my mother, my father, my brother, and my sister. Life has happened, and between my brother and I, unfortunately, there was this baby girl who didn't make it. And so this was quite a tragedy within our family. So her name was Berenice. And actually today I'm taking this opportunity to pay tribute to Berenice. Thank you. Because she actually contributes to who I am today. And you know, like I get to know about her when I was 10 years old. She was born, and on the same day, unfortunately, she didn't make it, so she had to go to another space. I think it forged me because, in a sense, I felt like an obligation to be always like an enthusiast, to be a curious person, to be a caring person, and I would put down my silence or my down moments, because up to recently I would put myself so much pressure because I made it, she did not, so I should make the most of it. I should make the most of my life. And so this would put so much pressure on myself because I would not accept my down moments. And so actually since recently I get to learn that instead of carrying this weight on my shoulders, I should have it under my feet as a strength to help me move forward. I'm doing day after day to celebrate my life, and at the same time like be aware that, you know, I can have my down moments, but then as soon as I'm aware of it, just go back into my feet and get back to my peak state, as Tony Robbins would say. So yeah, early on I got exposed to as well to self-growth, and I was actually 17 years old when my mother got to introduce me to, back then in 2008, the bestseller, The Secret. And this book led me to another, then to another. I get to know more about the law of attraction. I get to know more about the power of our subconscious mind. Then I entered the hospitality industry, in the service. So I get to learn the art of service. I get to learn the importance of the listening skills. My professional career as well, I was working as a guest relation manager within upscale hotels. And so I developed some characteristics like listening, like being exposed to thousands of different people and different cultures and living in different countries and different language. And this is really one of my strengths. And at the same time, after spending 10 years within the hospitality industry, I had to take a break in 2018, and I had to take a break before the industry breaks me. Because in 2018, I was in a place where I was like emotionally and physically exhausted, and I was putting others first before myself. I was serving others, I was working long hours, but with not much result. So in 2018, I decided to take a break from the industry, and I took my backpack and I went for traveling for 3 months through Europe, Asia, and Australia. And I stayed in Australia for 9 more months. And so this period was really a key period for me to reconnect with myself and to disconnect, to better reconnect, learning the lesson of really serving myself first to be able to serve others. And this is where, as well, for me too, the 5 a.m. club kicks in, because it got me to be really strong on my start of the day, on my discipline side. And so so I get to, during this last, from 2018 to today, I have reinforced about my discipline around my morning routine, but above all about my fundamentals, about my core values, about building up my self-esteem, my self-love, and gain clarity on where and how and why I want to make an impact.
That is great, Bilitis, because by listening to you, it resonates so much. One of my whys, and Simon Sinek teaches us with the start with why. And when we question ourselves, why am I doing this? Why am I following this project? Why am I attending this idea? My question to you is, why did you become a coach?
Yes, that's a great question. So I started my journey in self-growth really like through books, through listening to videos, to podcasts, attending free events, moving to paid events. I worked harder on myself, and I could see that for me it paid off. I know that if we want to change, we can change. And I get to know that there was this profession of coaching where you can support others and guide them. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of my dream work, because, you know, it's being within my own passion all day long, and at the same time supporting others to help them grow. I became a coach just like step by step, because it was something, yes, I was looking at, but not sure if it was something I wanted to continue on. Really being involved in my growth when I decided to join the event of Robin Sharma, the Personal Mastery Academy, which happened in June 2019. Actually, you know, for me it was, first of all, this was one of my biggest investments. And to be transparent with everyone, like this is when you do like choices that scares you that actually bring the most of possibilities behind that you don't even expect. So for me, you know, it was such an investment that I back then I underestimated the cost of it, and I had my seat to go to the event. However, I was going to go swimming because I didn't have enough funds to pay the flight. And so, well, you know, I did what I had to do, and I called up my parents. I explained them what I was going to do. They did not understand much, and they were like, who is this Robin Sharma? Like, what is that? They didn't understand back then where I was going, but because I already bought the seat to the event, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to support you on that. And for the next 6 months, I worked literally for them. You know, all my wage was going for them. And I went to the event, and I was like, it was such an investment for me that I wanted to squeeze the most of the 2 days event. And so I literally introduced myself in 2 days to over 70 people, saying, back then I was saying like, hi, my name is Bilitis, and I want to become an inspirational speaker. And so then this landed me to know some key persons, and I'm going to name them here, like Ida Sabri. We created a group which was back then on WhatsApp with over 100 members. And so we get to continue to the flow of inspiration through this WhatsApp group. And I'm telling that because at first I was going to an event, but then it opened up doors that I didn't expect. And some of these doors were, for example, when COVID hit, March, April 2020, we were like, what can we do as a community? And I'm like, wow, what about, you know, having a positive, a more inspiring YouTube channel where so I would interview the person's part of this community, part of this group, to get to know one another better, to share our tips on mental health. And this was born as well because I shared the idea with Ida Sabri, who's like, yes, let's do it, like do it. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. And now after we're gonna reach 1 year, it's gonna be 1 year in less than a month, and over 28 people I have interviewed, and led me to one thing to one another to another. And one of these person I interviewed from the community, who is based in Canada, hi Dina, if you listen to us, she said, well, you know, I know someone who is actually based in Portugal, you should connect. It's another titan, it's another person from the event that attended the Robin Sharma event. Like, okay. So guess who was this? It was Mr. Rui. At that period, I'm connecting back with another person I met at this same event. Hey, Janil, if you're listening to us, here you are. And I get to connect more with Janil Mystery, who will become my coach, and who I'm as well super delighted to have worked with, and who helped me, who guided me to be able to work with Rui as my first client. And this is just the beginning of all these things that happen by attending this event. So you see the things that we won't normally do, that we get results we don't normally have. So the more we're gonna do things we don't usually do, the more we're gonna expand and the more we're gonna grow and get results that we never used to be having.